What's good, everybody? Big Game James in the building, man. What's up, Carlos Holloway, Michael Autry, Trizzy, Go Crazy, Jamal Porter, Pee Wee, James Gary, Mark Anthony. Keep on coming up in the building. RP, the Ninja. What's up, my dog on the first championship? Shout outs to my dog, the Ninja, in the first ever fantasy football Big Game James members. My dog, the Ninja, is the champ. You will be getting a nice plaque. Shout out to you, my dog. Shout out to you, my dog, once again. Devontae Griffin, Mel Hayes, what's up with you, fam? Hope you living well out there in that good Cali. What's up? Is it Shanti? What's up, man? How you doing? Yeah. What's up, Brian Parsons? I made this video, my observations, please. And the one thing I'm gonna say right quick, I'm gonna make apology for everybody that's in this feed. I apologize. I am working on getting my phone line. They gave me a number a long time ago, right? And so I was this kind of delinquent, didn't mess with the number, and then I started messing with my shows. I ain't the most, I ain't the electronical guy. And don't jump in here like, "What's up, big dog, Jamar?" Don't jump in here like, "Oh, I can help." No, I'm good. But I ain't really mess with that number. And then when I started doing some shows, I was able to get that number working. Everything was good, but then it kind of messed up on me. And when it messed up on me, they were trying to take my number. So it was just a big back and forth. I finally got the number back. And then when I did a show and I tried to have somebody call in, I can hear them, but they couldn't hear it. And so I'm going back and forth with Google. They're talking about just giving me a whole new number. So I may just get a whole new number, and the whole new number, it'll just activate and people can actually hear. So I apologize because I want to hear you guys. I want to hear you guys talk. I want to hear what you guys got to say. I know I'll be talking. I'll be listening. Y'all be listening to y'all's questions. And I want to know y'all want to come in, and I want to hear y'all. So I apologize for that, being delinquent with that, because you guys need to have the voice on here too. So I'm working on that this week. I promise I am. And I'm trying to knock it out. And me and Google are trying to figure that out. And once I do, you guys will be able to call in. So that is my apologies on that front. All right. Yeah. And I'm going to address that right quick. I'm gonna post that, and then I'm gonna address, because what I'm gonna talk about today, but I'm gonna post this, what he says right here, my dog Pee Wee. I'm gonna post all the Cowboys. Check this out, Jamar. I'm gonna post all the Cowboys drives, right? Well, not post them. I'm gonna go through all the Cowboys drives, and then when the all 22 tape comes up, then I'm gonna show the drives I just talked about. Now I'm gonna be the first to tell you, I ain't the expert. I played the game, I coach, but I ain't the expert. I'm always learning. I'm always talking to college players, NFL players. I got a lot of players I know, and I talk to them, ask them about coverages, routes. I know the route tree, I know route concepts, but I don't know everything. But I'm always trying to learn and study. So this offensive, I don't always do offense. I do defense because I love defense. But this one has really frustrated me. So I went through all the drives of the Cowboys and just went with my observations, my thoughts. And I feel like they're very legit in what I thought, what I seen, and what I know. So you definitely want to check that out, man. Make sure when that all 22 drops, it's going to be the offensive 22, and we're going to go through it. And a lot of people come at me and say, "Oh, big game James, you just a Dak lover. You never critique Dak. You get mad at everybody when they critique Dak, blah, 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 blah." I feel people, I love my quarterback. I love Dak Prescott. I do. I love my quarterback, but I ain't blind, and I'm not dumb. And I don't care how much I love. I can love my son, right? I can love my son. And I love my son. I just talked to my son a little bit ago. He just got some money off me. I love my son. I ain't trying to throw your business out there, son, but you owe me $60, right? So I love my son. I'm never going to stop loving my son. But guess what? If my son don't pay me that money, that $60 that he owe me, you feel me? I'm going to be mad at you, and you're not just going to keep getting money from me until you pay me my money back. So it doesn't matter how much I love you. That love going to always be there, but you ain't going to be playing me, and I ain't going to just be falling for that. And it'll be the same thing with any player and Dak. I love Dak, but he did not play good this game, and he hasn't played the greatest. And I got some other stuff that I'm gonna post, so make sure you stay tuned to that. But I'm gonna address this right quick from my perspective, not anybody's perspective, my perspective. You feel me? Um, Pee Wee, yes, he says BGJ. Did you hear that? Lamb, Lawrence, and I'm gonna say LVE. Wasn't many other players. I know it was LVE, and we're blaming the refs. They said it was a clear fumble, which they took from Dallas that could have won us the game. Yes, I definitely seen that. And I heard Mike McCarthy say something as well with that. That really frustrated me. I'm gonna keep it real because I'm gonna be honest with you. I would assume CD Lamb, my assumption because he's young, he's like 22 years old. LVE is only like 25. You know, they're a little immature, in my opinion. Just me, not dissing them or anything. Just I'm coming from my perspective. And I feel like I'll just post that right now. He's not going to be in the slot, so it wouldn't be J. Lou. It would be Anthony Brown would go to the slot, in my opinion, what they should have did and kept Boston. If we're talking about that right now, and I'm going to jump in these questions. Let me finish this question and I'll answer that. Let me keep it up before I forget it. But that did frustrate me when players, because I feel them. I've coached and refs have played me. Refs be missing all kind of stuff, dog. That's the truth. And these refs be missing stuff. They miss stuff in that game. They missed the stopping the clock when he didn't go out of bounds, and that was a fumble in my opinion. But Dallas with the timeouts, I mean, I don't know. My thing is, I hate when that stuff happens with the refs, but it's like, what can we do? We can get mad all we want, but nothing seems to going to be happening. You feel what I'm saying? Nothing's going to happen. So it's like almost a moot point with me to keep talking about refs, because at the end of the day, don't let the refs dictate the game. You feel me? This is what I say in my opinion. And when I coached, I always said to my players, refs are goofy. Refs miss all kind of calls. So what we never want to do, this is what I always tell my team, we never want to put the game in the ref hands. So let's handily beat up this team. Let's handily whoop this team. So the refs can't dictate what this game is going to look like. The refs can't dictate the end of the game and possibly miss a call that could, change the whole outcome of the game. Don't put the game in the refs' hands. So beat that team handily, and you ain't got to worry about it. And I feel like that was the problem. Dallas got behind the 8 ball. I just posted a stat on my Twitter. Dallas was 0-3 going into that matchup when they were down by 10 points this year. 0-4 now because they were 10 down against Arizona. So they're 0-4 when they're down 10 points. That's not good because that's not a huge margin to come back from. So that's not a good thing. I already said, to answer your question, then we're going to go with the drives right quick. Do I think Kelvin Joseph should start this week or J. Lou? I said that Kelvin Joseph should have never not started, and I think we saw what happened. I said Anthony Brown has played ridiculously this year. He has, but he's still Anthony Brown. He still is. He's just playing out of his mind this year. Great coaching, things of that nature makes you play good. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Kelvin Joseph, I had said it in my show last week. Kelvin Joseph needed to stay the starter. You drafted him in the second round to be that starter. I see all these other teams out here with these players that not have the level which you drafted a Kelvin Joseph, and they're starting and playing and throwing in the fire, and they're okay. So why we got bubble wrap on Kelvin Joseph now when he already showed you he could play a little bit? You're not going to be any worse, in my opinion, because J. Lou is okay in the slot, but he's not great. You drafted this man to be that guy over there. Let him get this work because you need all the players you can get, and you need all your top players. And I'm going to beg to say that if Kelvin Joseph continues to play and plays a lot, he's going to be better than an Anthony Brown. I beg to say that, in my opinion. So I don't understand why he didn't. And you saw how he came in the game after Anthony Brown and J. Lou was getting cooked up a little bit. You saw Kelvin Joseph come in. And my thing was, it was too late on that. You should have had him out there and let him get this work. That's what y'all drafted him for. And that just makes more sense to me. And yeah, we talk about Greg Zuerlein, to talk about Cobra Kai Forbath, but I mean, what can you do? You know what I'm saying? What Greg Zuerlein. I mean, he is what he is, man. Like whenever he goes and kicks, I'm like, are you gonna make it or are you gonna miss it? But he's here, so I can't complain about him because they're not cutting him. They're not getting Kai Forbath. So when people talk about Kai Forbath was 10 for 10 before Dallas cut him, yeah, that sucks and I hate it. But they ain't bringing him back. So ain't no point in me talking about Cobra Kai or Kai Forbath when he ain't coming back here. At least not this year. And you got to deal with it. Yeah, we need another field goal kicker, but they ain't doing it. They look like the staff that has made all kind of changes along the line and everything. But they love some Greg Zuerlein, so I don't know where he goes. So I don't even want to talk about a field goal kicker because he makes me mad. And that's what field goal kickers do. You can never rely on a field goal kicker. You never know what the field goal kicker is going to do. So I don't care about Greg Zuerlein. You feel me? Everybody says you got to replace him, but he ain't here and they ain't doing it. So I don't want to talk about him because he just be missing. He just be frustrating me. So I don't even want to talk about him. I don't even like talking about field goal kickers, period. And I definitely don't want to talk about him because y'all already know he's goofy. You know what I'm saying? So let's hope, James Gary. Let's hope, buddy. But let's go to this. Let's go to this. Check this out. This kind of vibe with me on this, though. When we talk about, I made a post about Kellen Moore frustrated me. Dak frustrated me in this game because this was a game, in my opinion. No, Zeke said he's back healthy. I don't think we have an injured Zeke on why this running game was not going. It pisses me off because you had Dak Prescott was your leading rusher with 20 yards. That's terrible. Zeke Elliott had 9 carries for 16 yards. Tony Pollard had 3. Yes, he's a fossil guy. Tony Pollard had 3 carries for 9 yards. Dallas ran the ball twice in the second half, 2 times to Ezekiel Elliott, 1 for a negative yard and 1 for a positive yard. But it wasn't because he was hurt. It's because that line was getting whipped up front. So we talk about how this great line is and this and that, but it don't be the best. It's not the most physical. It's like got all the big names, but it ain't physical. But let's look at this. I'm going to talk about these drives. You feel me? And then I'm just going to show you the drives when I drop the tape. But here's the first drive that just frustrated me. First drive the Cowboys get, right? There were 2 passes. First, Dak threw an underneath pass to Dalton Schultz. And I was wondering because Amari went out. Now, I don't know if this was a cover 2 zone and the safety was deep. That's why I want to watch the all 22. And I don't know if that safety was over top of Amari Cooper. And that's why Dak didn't throw it because he hesitated to Dalton Schultz. And it looked like not Fossil. I'm looking at the thing. But it looked like Coop was open. But I don't know if he was trying to throw it to Coop. But the safety was there. So he dumped it down to Dalton. Okay, whatever. They moved the ball. The second one that frustrated me, though, was the penalty. Because on that penalty play where Tyron Smith got the 10-yard penalty and Dak threw the check down to Ezekiel Elliott, that's what frustrated me. We're going to show it in the tape. You feel me? And I don't hate Dak or Kellen, but this is not going to work in the playoffs. You can't do this in the playoffs. So on that check down play, when he threw it to Ezekiel Elliott, first of all, the pass didn't get where it was supposed to, and Ezekiel Elliott didn't get the first down. But when Ezekiel Elliott broke out into the flat, Amari Cooper, they came in like they were going to blitz, and then they dropped in coverage. Budda Baker said they weren't going to play that static coverage because Dak was going to kill him. I mean, if they just play man-on-man and blitzed him all day, Dak kills the blitz. So they were going to show blitz and then drop in coverage, and that's what they did in this game. And there was a few times Dak couldn't beat that coverage. It was just the truth, in my opinion, just from me, not from anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So when he threw that pass to Ezekiel Elliott on that check down, Amari Cooper broke over to the middle on the slant, and he was open in the middle. And I was like, why did Dak automatically just check down to Ezekiel Elliott? Amari Cooper was open, and we're going to see it on the tape. He was open, and that would have been a first down. Now, it was obviously negated anyway, okay, because of the penalty. But still, I just looked at the fact that he automatically checked down to Ezekiel Elliott, and Cooper was open in the middle for the first down. You know what I'm saying? And as I said, I will show the tape to be able to back because I know that safety wasn't there because of the pattern. You get what I mean? So, and then when they got the penalty, then it was a third down. He got rushed out the pocket, incomplete pass. And that was a 10-play drive with no yards. 10-play drive, no yards. Both of those first 2 drives took 10 minutes. A 10-play drive and a 14-play drive. And that was on the missed field goal by Greg Zuerlein. Now, on the second drive, Dallas was moving the ball down the field, and they were moving the ball on the field on the first drive. But it was just like penalties hurt. You get what I mean? You had the penalty on the first by Tyron Smith. Could have been a suspect. I don't know. They called it. All right. So second series, when they were going back down the field, Zach Martin got beat on 2 straight runs. That really hurt us. It was a 2nd and 1, and first they handed off to Tony Pollard on the 2nd and 1. Dallas was driving right down the field. He hands it off to Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard gets next to nothing because that offensive line got whipped up front. It got whipped. Don't matter. I know for a fact they got whipped. You feel what I'm saying? Then on the second play, when it was 3rd and 1, they ran the ball again to Ezekiel Elliott, and Zach Martin got beat initially off the snap and got penetrated, and Elliott got nothing. You know what I'm saying? He got stopped. So you got 2 straight possessions, 2nd and 1 and 3rd and 1. The Cowboys could not get the first down. That's concerning. Okay. All right. So they after they get the first down, they go for it on 4th, and Dak throws it out to Dalton Schultz. They get the first down. Then they drive down the field again. On a 3rd down, this is where everybody was frustrated. Dak Prescott missed a wide open Cooper. I don't know what kind of pass, why he did it. The routes were okay, but this was perfect for this pass play and for them to get the first down. And Dak missed a wide open Cooper. That hurt. That was a 14-play drive. And not only did Dak miss a wide open Cooper, the next play, Greg Zuerlein misses the field goal. Terrible. Okay. Third series. Okay. Third series. Here's the series that really here's the third series that really frustrated me. The third series, Kellen Moore comes back and says, we're going to run the ball. Tony Pollard comes in the game. We run the ball, right? 3 straight run calls by Kellen Moore. All right, that's good. Tony Pollard gets 3. I think he got 5 yards on the first run, 4 yards on the second run, brings it up to a 3rd and 1. He gets 8 yards up the middle. Cowboys are cruising, run game. Okay, might be popping. Holding penalty. La'el Collins takes it back. Now it's a 3rd and 11, right? So we go to a 3rd and 11, and this is where I don't know if Dak needs to check out of this play call, because if you look at it, they came to the line of scrimmage like they were going to blitz again on this 3rd and 11, and then they dropped in coverage. But the play call, either you got to check out of that play, because that's not a good play call to me, and we'll show it. It's just from my perspective, they're dropping into a zone. There's 7 men in the zone. You have only 3 receivers going out. You got Dalton Schultz and you got Ezekiel Elliott in your coverage, right? So you're expecting the blitz. So what's up, Ready Red? So you're expecting the blitz, and that's why you have a Dalton Schultz and Ezekiel Elliott back there. What up, Joe Tranchino? You have both of those guys in there for the blitz. So either you have to change out of that play, and we're going to show the tape. We're going to have to change out of that play because they're coming like they're blitzing. They fake and don't blitz. They drop in coverage. It's 7 in coverage. You have Dalton Schultz and Ezekiel Elliott sitting back in the backfield to block for you. You only have 3 going out. Who are you going to complete that ball to with 7 in coverage and 3 going out? You get what I'm saying? That's a bad play call. So number one, that's a bad play call sent in to me by Kellen Moore. You feel me? And then you don't check out of that play when you see the coverage that's coming at you. And they were doing it. They were disguising the blitz, coming like they were going to blitz. They were coming at the line of scrimmage like 5, 6, 7 guys, then dropping in coverage and making Dak beat them in coverage. It's just the truth. That's what they were doing. Shout out to my dog, Marv P. Coach Marv P. I'm going to say that. Hey, ho, for the $10 holla. Always remember who started that. Just saying. Big game, big question. By listening to your Cowboys interviews, do you think the offensive players believe in our game like the defensive line believe in Quinn's game plan? If not, that's a problem. I don't know, but I know I've seen a lot of frustration. I've seen frustration from CeeDee Lamb. I've seen frustration from Amari Cooper. I've seen frustration from when they were both on the field when either Dak didn't get the ball to him or it was just like a bad play. And they were just like, man, oh my God, like what's going on here? So I don't think they're all on the same page. And I think they all need to sit down. Like my guy, Jesse Holly said, they all need to sit down and figure it out. Just like he said, with that the coach over with Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers with Devontae Adams and even with Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow and these other guys that have top receivers with top quarterbacks, they don't matter. They're getting them the ball. They figure it out. They're getting them the ball no matter what. And that's what the Cowboys need to do. And it doesn't. You had what, 2 catches between Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. You're not winning no big time games with Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb getting under 5 catches. You're not winning. You're not. That's a big game, top game, and one of those. No, that does not going to work. So that's the third series I just gave y'all, right? So this is the 4th series, I believe. So the 4th series, they come down the field. Ezekiel Elliott, they run, and Ezekiel Elliott gets a nice run. He was on the 48-yard line. He got like a 13, 14-yard run. Got it to the 35-yard line. Guess what? Holding. Dalton Schultz. And Dalton Schultz, stop putting him on. He was getting murdered by Chandler Jones. We all saw it. He was getting murdered by Chandler Jones. I don't know if that was a hold. I looked at it and didn't know. But the fact of the matter, it was a hold. So now it's 1st and 17, right? 1st and 17. So 1st and 17, they go to these routes underneath. Okay. Routes underneath. And so when they go to the routes underneath, the 1st down and 17, he throws it to Cedric Wilson. Dak throws it over the middle to Cedric Wilson. They get a 7-yard gain. But out in the flat, not even out in the flat. Tony Pollard was sitting out there all by himself. If Dak would have saw him and threw him, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Rika? Rika moves the chains. If Dak would have saw Tony Pollard, he was sitting there wide open. Yeah, you got a 7-yard gain, which took it down to 2nd down and 10, but you would have had a 1st down play if you would have looked to the right and seen Tony Pollard. He was sitting right there, wide open. So Dak missed him. Then on the 2nd play, I believe they went to Wilson again, but everything was short. The Cardinals defense was sitting on the short routes in that game. If you really watched the game, you know what I'm saying? They were sitting. What's up, RB Nightmare? They were sitting on them short routes. They knew when them short routes were coming. You know what I mean? And I forgot to show where they did the wide out pass and they threw the damn quick screen pass and Budda Baker almost got the interception because they were watching it. And I'm telling you, they had good film. Like, they watched the tape. They watched the offense. They watched exactly what they do, because I seen at least 2 or 3 plays that when the Dallas Cowboys went out on a pass play and they went short, okay, if they went short, they were sitting right on it. They were sitting on those routes. They were daring him. There was no vertical. And when he did go vertical, it were obvious vertical routes where they were easily guarded, and it's making it hard for Dak to be able to see somebody because you have too many people in coverage. They're faking the blitz. They're dropping in coverage, and the routes that they're doing are easily guarded routes. So it's making it hard for Dak to find somebody because of what you're doing, and either he needs to check out of that. So I think that's a two-way game between Kellen Moore and Dak Prescott. Okay, so then Dallas got lucky, in my opinion, with the pass interference. They had 2 back-to-back pass interference. The one where it hit off of, I don't know if it was Cooper or Lamb, and Budda Baker got a reception, but they jumped those routes. Everything went short. They jumped those routes. They knew it was coming short, so they jumped those routes. So you had the first interception. Then he went to CeeDee Lamb. Then he went to the next play, I believe, to Dalton Schultz. When he threw it over to Dalton Schultz, he overthrew Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz was wide open, and Dak threw a hard pass to him, and he was wide open. He overthrew him, and it was like, wow, why was that? You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting there not dissing Dak. I love Dak, but bruh, this is real, and tape, from my opinion, shows it. You overthrew that Dalton Schultz. Then you went back to CeeDee Lamb, and it was a pass interference. So you got 2 back-to-back pass interferences in that game, and then I believe we got the touchdown. Okay, so we scored. Second half, first series, no runs, all passes. Okay. First play, Dak almost gets sacked by Chandler Jones. He gets fumbled. They stripped the ball, and then they grabbed it and he kicked it and whatever. And all right. So then after that play, after he almost got sacked, the next play threw a bad pass to Mark Cooper, and he had 3 tip passes. I'm not going to say 4. He had 3 tip passes in this game. Dak Prescott did. What's up, Willie Stovall? Shout out to you for the $2 holler. Hey ho, that's why Kellen Moore needs to commit to the run. Here's my thing. You can commit to the run, but if they ain't blocking up front, it don't matter. So yeah, you ain't running the way you should be. You need to go with them toss sweeps. You're not running like you're supposed to. But this Cowboys offensive line is not physical. Not in my opinion. It is not a physical line. Tyron Smith, Connor Williams, Tyler Biadasz, Zach Morton, La'el Collins. They have the names. They're great in some pass coverage, I think, but I don't think they're great. I don't think they're a great physical run offense, and that messes it up when you have your offensive coordinator who will abandon the run quick as hell when he feels like, well, we can't run anyway, so I'm gonna just throw the ball. You know what I mean? So that's just what I feel like. What hurts us too is this offensive line is not physical enough at the point of attack. So as I said before, that was a bad pass to Coop. Coop was wide open and Dak missed him. And then it was a third down. Dak scrambled, ran out the pocket, got the first down. Holding. Takes it back. 3rd and 20, nothing. No runs on that drive. Only runs by Dak Prescott. Then the next couple drives, a drop by Ezekiel Elliott, who was wide open. Kellen Moore had some. There was a couple plays where I don't even know why he called these plays, in my opinion. And then Tony Pollard had a drop as well that would have been a first down. And then obviously Dak had the fumble coming back in the game. But just from me, I watched it all yesterday, and I came home and watched it like 3 times today. And this offense got to get it together. Number one, like it's everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's everybody. Really, from my opinion. Spook, can you save? Spot, can you? Is it Spot? Can you save? Spot, can you save? I'm sorry about that. I apologize, dog. Hey ho! Shout out to you for the $4.99. Holly says, do the Cowboys DBs not realize how stupid they look running down the field with their arms out and then running straight into the receivers? What the hell? I feel you. You know what? Kind of crazy on that. You know who does that more than anybody? Nahshon Wright. If you watch Nahshon Wright from his rookie from preseason, every freaking play that he's been in, and he's been near that receiver, and they throw the ball, he's always like, and he did it again and I think they actually had it played pretty good on that punt. They had it played. But he threw his hands up like he always does, and they got it. But, you know, just to your point, I mean, they really scouted the Cowboys good. It was just like Mike McCarthy said, they outcoached y'all. They did. They outcoached y'all because they knew what they were doing on the offensive scheme. That defensive scheme, they like I said, Buda Baker said they were not going to just come blitzing all the time. They were sending blitzes off the edges, but they were not blitzing. They were sending like they were going to come with the blitz, and they were dropping in coverage. And then they may send Buda Baker late, but they left those corners who were not that good on the island, and we couldn't beat them. And that was just a fact. Due to play calling, due to bad passing, due to an offensive line not doing its job, where you can't run the ball because, like I said, that offensive line, it gets whipped at times. And when there's a team that gets real physical with our offensive line, it's like the offensive line don't come through. And that's very frustrating. Mr. Charles, you got to rebind this tape to see how I'm feeling. I'm not feeling good because at the end of the day, and see, just like I said, I feel like the Cardinals really scouted us, just like with Trevin Diggs. I'm not tripping off of Trevin Diggs. People were getting and I believe that as well, Paulo. I'm going to address, I think that as well. But with Trevin Diggs, like I already said he was elite. I've been on the Trevin Diggs train. Ms. Money, what's going on? I've been on the Trevin Diggs train forever. I picked him in my mock draft. I said he would be a star, and he is a star. I said he was going to be a playmaking safety. I gave him the Marcus Peters comp. Some people didn't like it. I'm still staying with it because I feel like Marcus Peters is going to give up plays, but I'd rather have a corner like that because, yeah, he might give up some plays, but that man going to get some interceptions, and he's going to get some big interceptions, and I'll take a corner like that any day. Like any corner getting 11 interceptions, dog, man, I don't care what yards you're giving up. You're getting 11 interceptions, meaning you're a playmaker. Like you can always get the ball anytime for the Cowboys. I'm never running away from that. But for real, when that AJ Green catch, that was them scouting the Cowboys. They scouted Dallas good. You feel me? They scouted him because when he got Trevin Diggs on that double move, all right, he was using Trevin Diggs' playmaking against him because that was a 3rd and 9 on that double move that AJ Green get. And AJ Green ain't doing nothing this year. He is a shell of himself. You feel me? But when they did that move, that double move on that 3rd and 9, they scouted that. They knew Diggs was going to try to jump that route. Now, I don't know what's in Diggs' head. He's just a playmaker. We don't know if Diggs was feeling like, I want this 12 interceptions. I want the record. Let's keep it all the way real. Let's keep it all the way real. I'm not busting on no players, but we're talking about these players are humans. They ain't robots. They don't just get on the field and do robotic things. They are humans too. And we don't know when it was that 3rd and 9, when he fell for that double move, that maybe he was like, I want that 12 interceptions. I can get it. I'm going to jump this route because I'm feeling it. And what did they do? They used that aggressiveness against him. He jumped that route because he's trying to get that interception, and they got him on the deep pass. And I feel like they used that aggressiveness against him. And maybe they were saying, hey, man, this dude is a playmaker. He might try to jump this route. And, hey, guess what? He has 11 interceptions. He may be trying to get the record today. So if he's trying to get the record today, he may be extra greedy today. You feel me? He may be extra greedy. We don't know. And I'm not saying he's a bad player, but this is real. He may have been greedy that game trying to get that 12 pick to get that record. We don't know. And if that was the case, they used that aggressiveness against him on those pass plays. That's reality. I mean, that's just, you feel me? You know what I mean? It's just, that's what I see. And people don't want to believe that. And, you know, that's just what it is. And when we keep on looking at this offense, I said it before. I'm not blaming the defense in this game. Yeah, Anthony Brown, he gave a couple touchdowns. I don't know if that first one was when they did the play fake and Kyler Murray rolled out to the end zone. Malik Hooker was right there. So when Wesley jumped out underneath the flat, LVE was coming late, but Anthony Brown was already there. So Kyler Murray is running. Malik Hooker has him. I'm thinking Anthony Brown, you kind of seen Wesley behind you. What made you want to go after, stay right there and hedge with Kyler Murray too when you saw that receiver right behind you? You feel what I'm saying? Man, you feel me? So that's a play Anthony Brown gave up 2 touchdowns because that was on him. But that's why I'm saying it was frustrating. But even in that game, the defense was still making stops. The offense couldn't do it. You ain't winning no games when you got 10 penalties, okay? You have 10 penalties, and there was a couple interceptions that could have happened, but they didn't because of penalties and things of that nature. So this running game gotta get together. They gotta figure out how they're gonna do this running game with this offensive line, because I made the post that in 5 losses from the Cardinals, and guess what, Dallas? You may play them again. So hopefully you listen what Buda Baker said, or hopefully y'all go back in the lab. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you go back in the lab and get this together, okay? Because if you don't, same thing's going to happen. But here's at the end of the day, in 5 losses with the Cardinals, they gave up 131 yards a game on the ground. 131 yards in 5 losses. Teams were averaging 31 attempts. That means they were staying with the run. Cowboys did not. They abandoned it quickly. As soon as there's a little bit of scariness that goes on, it's abandonment. And one of the things that kind of bothered me, I heard this in an interview from Kellen Moore like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I've been on Kellen Moore's train. I ain't jumping off of it. I'm just frustrated, man. But Kellen Moore said something kind of bothered me. In the interview, they were talking about the game. Is the Cowboys in a slump, offense? He said, we're just trying to win the game. That bothered me when he said we're just trying to win the game. And I said, Cowboys are super explosive. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get this one. That's my Mama Bear in here. I'm gonna get you a question up here. Cowboys are the explosive team when you're playing Washington and Giants and everything, whatever. When you ever get to a real tough team, we get real super conservative and we just got to win the game. That Linehan-ish, Garrett-ish stuff, I don't like that. It's what it feels like from my perspective. I'm not saying it's true. I'm saying from my perspective, that's what it feels like. When we get a good team defensively or anything, it's like you get scared and we just come out. We got to just win the game. It's not explosive. We ain't challenging them. Who cares? We ain't challenging them. It's like we pull everything to the vest and we just got to get out here with the dub. And that reminds me of Garrettish and Lindehanish. And that's just nasty taste. I don't want to see that. Shout out to my homegirl, Rika. Moves the Change. She's got her own channel out there. Go check her out. And she writes great articles. Go check her out on that as well. Says Love 7 was never a Byron Jones fan, but no interceptions. But can 7 sustain this high interception count through multiple seasons? I want a quarterback to limit yards and intercept. There it is. That's the real stuff right there. You know what I'm saying? That's the real stuff right there. Because here's the thing. I don't know. PFF gave him have him giving up 1,000 yards this year. Pro Football Focus had him at like 754. If they count those, get that game right there, it's probably about 850. And I feel Rika. Here's the thing. Trevin Diggs ain't getting 11 interceptions every single year. That's not happening. That is not happening on the world. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna happen. So he's got to tighten up with his coverage and technique ability because he can do it. He can really be that guy. But you know what? And I'm going to have George Teague on. George Teague is going to be on here. I hit him up this weekend, and I said, you got to come on, because me and George Teague was talking about it, how he wasn't getting his hands on receivers when he was at Alabama, and he was just kind of trying to use that ability, that playmaking ability he had, and guys that were not the greatest receivers were getting catches on him because he was gambling a lot and he was trying to use that makeup speed, and he wasn't getting his hands on them. The technique wasn't the greatest, and it's not that the receiver is better than you or anything like that. But if you don't have great technique when you're playing that position, people can use that against you and they will get them yards. Okay. And that's just the truth. So he's got to tighten up in that aspect. Doesn't say, are we saying Trevin Diggs ain't elite? No. Trevin Diggs is an elite corner, but he still has to tighten up his technique going forward to be even better, in my opinion. Because when you get that, keep that solid technique, because teams test him. Okay, just my opinion. Teams don't. If you look at his numbers, teams don't shy away from testing him. And the one reason why I feel like that is because they feel like, hey, this dude is an elite corner, but we can get some catches on him because he's always trying to gamble. He's always trying to get a play. So if he's always trying to get a play, we can get some plays on him because maybe he doesn't put that hand and jab that receiver and he gets off of him. That's how Anthony Brown got that touchdown on him with Wesley. He tried to put that hand in the jam. He didn't get the jam. He got right past him, right off the line of scrimmage, and boom, touchdown. You feel me? If he locks down that technique like I know he can, he's going to be even 10 times better. He's not going to get those interceptions 11 a year, but he can definitely get like 5, 6. He could be around that. And even you're getting something like that consistently, that's beastie. But if you got that technique with that playmaking ability, that's when you're locked down. That's when you're locked down. I think he's still growing in that, in my opinion. He's still growing, and I feel like he will because I like Al Harris. And when I made a post about Al Harris, that's why I think he'll continue to get better. You have a defensive coach in Al Harris, and he taught me everything I know. And I made a post about Al Harris in 8 consecutive years, in like an 8-year span. Al Harris was averaging about 13.9 pass defense, about 14 pass defense a year, if you take it in an 8-year span. A career high of 20 in 2004. So here's the thing. So as much as they say Diggs has given up yards, he has 21 pass defense. I think he might have one. I had one more in that game. I can check. But he has 21 to 22 pass defense. The all-time record for pass defense in a year is 31 by Darrelle Revis. So it ain't like he ain't knocking the ball down neither. You feel me? Just got to get better with the technique because he's tops in the league in pass defense. Tops. So we know he's there. We know he's there, or you wouldn't have a high pass defense. Okay, and so the reason why I brought up Al Harris is because that's what he was. He wasn't a guy getting 10 or 11 interceptions every year. He would get about 3, maybe 4, maybe 2. But guess what? In that career year of 20 pass defense, I think he only had 1 interception that year. But he was still knocking that ball down. He was sticky as hell in coverage. That's what we love. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not tripping. He's going to get better. What up, Thurston Howell the third? But the thing I am tripping on is Kellen Moore and Dak Prescott. You gotta give these better play calling. This offensive line got to be more physical as a line of attack and stop giving up these dumb penalties, because Dallas has been one of the top 5 teams. I don't know if they dropped right now, but they've been one of the top 5 teams, and I posted it in penalties. I know some of them have been bogus in these refs, but the refs have been horrible across the board with everybody. So it's not like they haven't, refs just been that bad with Dallas. Refs been bad all year with everybody. So Dallas can't go into a game worrying about refs. I don't want to hear DeMarcus Lawrence, your leader at 29, saying we played against 2 teams, that and the ref, and you posting pictures. You know what I'm saying? You posting pictures of the play of the fumble on your Instagram. That ain't changing the game. You feel me? That's just me. Like, you post that picture of the fumble, we already know the refs is messing up, but you post that picture, did it change the outcome of the game, the picture you posted? And because you said we playing against 2 teams, the Cardinals and the refs, the game ain't changed. Don't put don't put the game in the refs' hands. How about that? How about smashing the Cardinals? Don't worry about if that was a late fumble and did we get it back to win the game, or it stopped us from winning the game. Blow this team out and you don't got to worry about that, in my opinion. Coach Marv P with the $5 holla. Appreciate you. Big game. The biggest problem Sunday. Cardinals had 32 carries. Dallas had 17. Like I said, 5 was Dak. Shake my head. Big game. You have to run the ball. And 12 was between Zeke and TP. And as I said before, Coach, they had 2 carries in the second half. 2 carries in the second half. 2 only to Ezekiel Elliott. Tony Pollard did not touch the ball running in the second half. You're not going to win a game like that. And when you go to the playoffs, one of the 2 of the things you better have in the playoffs is a defense. Yeah, they doing it to everybody, though. I can't just sit there and say, man, refs just be cheating us. They cheating everybody. They are. You feel me? And I don't want to hear the football team, because I wouldn't want to hear myself crying about the refs every time, and that's why we lost. That's not why Dallas lost. They lost because they were inept on offense and couldn't make plays. It wasn't because the refs didn't beat Dallas. Dallas beat themselves. That's what I feel. There ain't no refs beat Dallas in that game yesterday. That was Dallas beating themselves, and they couldn't do nothing on offense. And when I went through them series of plays, that's the reason why Dallas didn't win. They didn't capitalize on their opportunities. They played bad, sloppy football, 10 penalties. Whenever you had a drive, you had a big penalty to stop it. That is not winning football. And you're not making the pass plays. People are dropping the ball. You're not being physical at the line of scrimmage, and you're not running. So those are all the reasons why Dallas ain't winning. You know what I'm saying? But does that say I'm wavering or I ain't riding? No. But I'm saying if this offense don't get that together, and you probably have to play these Cardinals again, and I definitely know you can beat these Cardinals a second time, because here's the thing. All this stuff that I talked about that was bad on the offense, Dallas still could have won the game. That's what's crazy. All this madness on offense, all this ineptness on offense, no running in the second half, 2 carries. Tony Pollard didn't see the ball running. 3 tip passes in the first half. 6 penalties in the first half. All that, and Dallas still could have won the damn game. That's why I said Dallas is better than the Cardinals. That's why I'm frustrated, because out of all that goodness, all that goofiness, Dallas still could have won. That's what's crazy. That's what just proves to me that the Cardinals ain't better than Dallas. Dallas, please. Kellen Moore, Dak, offense, get it together. You're better than the Cardinals. You're better than the Cardinals. Dallas, you played like poo on offense, and you still could have won the daggone game. Get the offense together. I said, going into these playoffs, I don't think it's going to be the defense. I don't think it's going to be the defense. I don't think it's going to be the defense that's going to give it up because they fought again. They kept us in the game. Not us. They kept Dallas in the game. The defense kept Dallas in the game. So they were still banging. So I feel like the defense is going to be okay. They got to get Kelvin Joseph on that field. Kelvin Joseph got to play. I don't care what you got to do, Dan Quinn. Kelvin Joseph got to play. Stop playing with that, Dan Quinn. Go ahead and do that. But I feel like the defense is going to be okay. But that offense got to come up because if that offense don't show, Dallas ain't going to win in the playoffs, dog. It ain't going to happen. Defense can only hold so long, and it's tried and true. And it showed it. The Arizona Cardinals are not a better team than the Dallas Cowboys. To me, it showed. That game showed me that the Arizona Cardinals were not better than the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not being a homer. I saw too much of not good coaching, not good playing, not good performance by Dallas, and it kept the Cardinals in the game. And they need to get back in that lab and get that coaching together because you only got one more game. And I want to say this before I get up off of here. My opinion. I ain't gonna say no names because that's my dog, so I ain't gonna say his name. But bruh, I'm not resting no players, bro. I had some people jump up there. Yeah, what if that get hurt? Hey man, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, bro, Dallas can't be coming in, losing that game to the Cardinals, and you should have won that game. No way in hell. I just made the freaking post, man. In 2008, Dallas played them Eagles. Okay, it was the last game of the year. They was energetic and geeked up, and I don't even know if they were going to the playoffs to get into the playoffs in 2008. But I ain't gonna forget that game because that was that 44-6 game, and I'll never forget that game because I remember that game. Because I remember Brian Dawkins coming out the tunnel, and he always be going crazy, but he was pounding that ground and he was just going nuts. And I was like, man, bruh, this is about to be bad. Hey ho, we got a $20 holla. It says $19.99, but we round that up. $20 holla. Hey ho, got the $20 holla from Supreme C. Appreciate you and salutes to you. Definitely salutes to you. And we jump in that with the donation. Yeah, let's get that out there, baby. We really appreciate you for what you're doing out there. Thank you. But you get what I'm saying? When Brian Dawkins was jumping out there doing that, I said, we about to get our ass kicked. That's what I felt. I said, when he was pounding on that ground like that, I said, we are about to get our ass kicked. And that's what happened. We got our ass kicked. Then the next year, too, and people was on Romo. Remember, y'all? Everybody like, he was like, well, if that's the worst thing that can happen to me, losing a 44-6 game, I'm cool. Nah, you don't say that in Dallas, dog. Don't say that in Dallas. That's what you don't say. And he had to come back the next year and win that game. You feel me? And we got up after them Eagles, 2009. Played them at the end of the year. Donovan McNabb always bumping them gums. You know what I'm saying? Then Dallas beat him 24-0. He came back and said, man, that was fake. That wasn't real. We're going to play him in the playoffs and smash him. And Cowboys played the Eagles in the playoffs and beat their heads in. So now here you go. You just played the Cardinals. You might play them again in these playoffs. You playing the Eagles right before. You better go in that Eagles game, starters and all, okay? Maybe a Tyron Smith got to sit a little bit. But, hey, you better go in there with that mentality of we're going to kick your heads in. We don't care if we won the division. We don't care if we already in the playoffs. We don't care if you Eagles is in the playoffs. We don't care about that. We don't care if you in the playoffs. We don't care about that. We come into your house, and we're going to come in with a very definitive win. Come in here, beat y'all up, you know what I'm saying? And then go into the playoffs, hopefully with a rematch. I would love to rematch Kyler Murray. He's 9-0 right now. I said he was a little dragon. He was a baby dragon. Kyler Murray was a baby dragon. You feel me? And the only reason why he's a big dragon right now because Cowboys have made him a big dragon. He grew. He didn't need to grow. He could have been slayed yesterday, and then we would have to worry about the baby dragon. You feel me? Cowboys could have slayed the baby dragon, and the baby dragon would have been dead, and we would probably have to worry about that baby dragon no more. But no, Cowboys got to keep the baby dragon. Let him keep him alive. Let him eat and whatever. What he did yesterday, he didn't kill Dallas, but he ate. You feel me? And now he's a dragon. And now Cowboys got to deal with him in the playoffs. And here's the thing. Kyler Murray ain't sweet to me. Like, Kyler Murray is very good. He good. He ain't super sweet. Like, that's just my opinion. Like, Kyler Murray ain't super sweet. He is not to me. You know what I'm saying? And when you get that pass rush on him, he don't want to get hit. He quick to throw that ball away. You know what I mean? He can't see over the line. Dallas, I felt, played a good game in him. He was a baby dragon. You know what I'm saying? I think Dallas played a good game against him. Maybe could have got more sacks, but I thought they played a good game. And if that daggone offense was putting that pressure on the Cardinals, I think it would have been a lot better outcome. That's when you had a Kyler Murray frustrated, and then you would have seen the mistakes from Kyler Murray. You feel me? But like I said, he was a baby dragon. Now we making him into a big one, y'all. It makes me mad. And one other thing that I want to say, there's no way in hell that the Cowboys, just like Coach Marv said, what was it, like 30-some yards maybe that the Cowboys had? I'm going to look right to this camera. Somebody tell me, I don't know who he is, and y'all can laugh at me. Somebody tell me who is Craig Reynolds? Somebody tell me who is Craig Reynolds. Somebody tell me don't Google. Who is Craig Reynolds? Somebody tell me who is Craig. What did I say? Reynolds. Hey ho. Got another $10 holla. Oh, I like that. I'm with you on 024, baby. Stan Stellink says, Shibby dog rolling on the floor, laughing out dog. Hey, you know what it is. Dragons, baby. Appreciate you for the $10 holla. Hey ho. Donation. You know how we do over here. You feel me? Somebody tell me who he is, man. Can somebody tell me? There we go. Kobe says it. Detroit's running back. Nobody even knew, right? I'm asking y'all, we don't even know, right? Right? Craig Reynolds ran for over 120 yards on the Cardinals. Exactly. Craig Reynolds. I believe that's his first name. Ran for over 120 yards on the Arizona Cardinals from the Detroit Lions. That's why this loss is unacceptable. You feel me? If Craig Reynolds from the Detroit Lions can run for over 120 yards with 26 carries, nah, Dallas better come with it. Ain't no way in hell Craig Reynolds, 26 carries for over 120 yards on that defense, and Dallas had their leading rusher of Dak Prescott with 20. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. I don't care if that Detroit's line is not great. They got the Sewell, he's a rookie. They ain't great. And they was just running straight up the gut. They was running. Now, they weren't running off tackle. They was running between the tackles. Watch the game. They was running between the tackles, straight up the gut on them dudes. And Dallas couldn't. We had two plays where it was 2nd and 3rd and 1, and Dallas couldn't get 1 yard. We had to throw the ball on 4th and 1 to get the first down. That, to me, is not good. You got 2 downs to get 1 yard. You can't get it with your fast running back in Pollard, and then your second guy, you can't get it with Ezekiel Elliott because your line got whipped up front. That's a problem. You abandon the run game quickly. That's a problem. But you can't run is a problem. Shout out to you again, big dog Marv P. Coach. Comes with another $5 holla. Big game. The Cardinals running back got more carries than our whole team, son. Damn, I didn't even know that, big dog. Wow. That's ridiculous. And I feel the Garrettish, Linehan-ish stuff going on. Shout out to you. Will Love for the $9.99 holla. Hey, ho. It's a $9.99 holla. And TR Day, you think more is on his head? And here's the thing. I'm going to answer that. He's going to go visit Jacksonville. I appreciate you. What's up, brother Spock? He's supposed to be going over there interviewing for Jacksonville team. Bruh. Now, do we remember Chris Richard, right? Chris Richard was the man. Everybody's talking about Chris Richard, that defense, all that. Ooh, we remember 2018. Everybody was talking. And we win them playoffs. Dallas got 270 thrown on their dome, got beat. You ain't hear no Chris Richard no more trying to get a job. So what I'm saying is Kellen Moore, I personally, this is my opinion on Kellen Moore, and I like Kellen Moore, haven't hated on him or nothing. But I said last week, Kellen Moore, you gonna get ate up by sharks if you go out and be a head coach right now. In my opinion, Kellen Moore gonna get ate up by sharks. They're gonna throw him in the water, and them sharks gonna eat you to pieces. And you may get out, and you may NFL career may be all messed up. My opinion. Okay, I will for sure. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get ate alive if you go over to Jacksonville. Because in my opinion, what I said was you grew up with them Cowboys because Linehan brought you over. They grew you up in Dallas. So everybody loves you here. You feel me? Everybody loves you in Dallas. You got the love and some respect in Dallas because they grew you up. You go over and be a head coach, in my opinion, with Jacksonville, you're going to get squashed. Because, number one, they don't give a hell what you did in Dallas. They don't give a hell what you did in Dallas. And you're struggling a little bit. So if you're struggling a little bit with Dak and these play calling, what the hell you going to do with a Trevor Lawrence? You all of a sudden going to get him going and you got to do the whole team? Bruh, you ain't ready for that, dog. In my opinion, you ain't ready for that. And if you jump out there and if they hire you, in my opinion, like I said, I could be totally wrong. I don't know the future. I don't know what's going to be happening the next day. This is just my opinion, strong views from Big Game James. But Jacksonville will be making a huge mistake hiring you, and their franchise is still never going to go nowhere, and you're going to get ate by the Sharks, my opinion. So stay on in Dallas and grow. Get it together and grow. Because right now, the time is now. Every year, you don't have these years where you're going to be super healthy. You just saw what happened last year, didn't we, folks? We just saw last year what happened with them injuries. Dak was out. Damn near had 14 people on IR, right? So every year in the NFL is hard to win. Go ask Aaron Rodgers. Everybody talking about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a beast of a quarterback. You feel me? Aaron Rodgers is a beast. He a dragon that need to be slayed, but I can't lie and say Aaron Rodgers ain't no beast of a quarterback, but he only got one chip. So that just shows you how hard it is to win in this NFL. You know what I'm saying? It just shows how hard it is to win in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. You got one Super Bowl. One. So that's how hard it is to win in the NFL. So the reason why I'm saying this is if you got a quarterback like that and he only got one chip, he been in the league like 15 years, that tells you how hard it is to get to a Super Bowl. So while your whole team is healthy, Brian Gaines with the 499, holla, why don't we throw short over the middle? We do that. They need to stop doing that, dog. The power to keep the linebackers on, I think we'll open routes for CD and Coop. No, they need to, first of all, they need to go to Coop early. Just my opinion, Brian Gaines, just from me. They need to go Coop early, and you need to start stretching that field. Them underneath routes, these teams are knowing it. They're sitting on these routes. They're dropping in coverage. They're saying Dak beat us. They're saying run the ball. They're looking at us and saying run. We don't think you can run. We're going to shut you down from that pass. You ain't going to throw that ball, though. We want to see if you can do it. And we can't even run. You can't tell me there was 8-man fronts. I'm going to have to look at it again. I ain't seeing a lot of 8-man fronts. Feel me? Like, we throwing too many short routes. Like, too many check downs. It's captain check down right now. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? From offensive coordinator to quarterback, it feels like captain check down. Whenever the Dallas Cowboys play a tough team, we captain check down in that game. Check down every game. But then when we play the Washington football team, or they play the Giants, or play some bummy squad, we going deep. We challenging deep. We going vertical. We throwing 8 vertical over passes over 20 yards. But then when we play a team that maybe has some safety, or may have a corner that can come after you, or may have a defense, all of a sudden we want to get closed in, and then we want to dump it off underneath every single play and play dink and dunk. That's all cool for a little bit, but eventually you got to test that defense, and you have receivers to do it. Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, you need to test that defense. And from my perspective, Dak is holding that ball too long. You know what I'm saying? He's holding it. There was a couple plays where the receivers were already open, and Dak held it. And I don't know if he's just trying to. I feel like, in my opinion, I'm not saying he's gun shy, but in my opinion, right now, just from my perspective, from what I see with Dak, is he don't want to make a mistake. That's what it feels like when I watched him in this game. He didn't want to make a mistake. And I feel like that's what hurt the team. Dog, you the man. They paid you to be the man. You the man on the squad. Kellen Moore, you paid this guy to be the man. Then throw this daggone ball. Let's test these secondaries deep. I don't care who's out there. You get this ball to Amari Cooper. You get it to your playmakers. You get this offensive going, because this is what it's here for. You got paid that big money, and I'm not jumping on Dak and no money, but I'm just saying that's what it is. So you're gonna have more of the bullseye on your back, offensive coordinator and quarterback. If you got that money and you're the offensive coordinator, it's gonna happen. It's no hate on Dak. I'm not even money watching or pocket watching or cash watching. Get all your money. I'm not telling you nothing about your money. I'm not getting in none of their pockets. But what I am saying, in the reality of the situation, I'm not in your pockets, but you got paid to be the one in the top 5. So when it comes down to playoff games, yes, Dallas is in these playoffs, but let's be honest right now. I'm buffering. I hope not. You might be buffering. I'm good over here. But what I want to say is this. I want to ask y'all one thing. When y'all watch this Cardinals game, before this game started, did you feel confident that we was going to beat them? I'm asking y'all, because I felt weird the whole time. I was not trying to feel weird, but it's like the fans, Dallas, I'm speaking to Dallas right now. The fans don't want to feel this way. I'll be honest with you. I felt weird about this game. I felt weird. I knew we could beat them, but I felt weird because I'm like, man, we just stomped these Washington football team. Here come Kyler Murray. Everybody is predicting us to win. I feel weird now. Because too many times we've seen our Cowboys. Folks, win these games that we like, okay, you should have kicked that team's butt. You should have destroyed Washington. I'm keeping it real. You should have destroyed the Giants. I want to see you whoop these Cardinals. You showed a little bit to me when you beat the Patriots in New England. You showed me a little bit when you beat the Chargers. I was early. You showed me a little bit with Cooper Rush. I would feel like we're slaying dragons. With Cooper Rush coming in, now it's the end of the season. You got to beat these daggone Cardinals to make us believe. We ain't trying not to believe. I'm not trying not to believe. I'm trying to trumpet it. I'm trumping it. Cowboy, what? I'm trumping it. But guess what? It's hard for me to trumpet when you just the Redskins dropping 56 and I might blew my mic out. Okay, I'm still here. I'm blowing the mic. I'm yelling so much, but dog. I'm sitting there thinking, like, how is it for us to think we ever going to get over this hump when we see games like this? How, as a fan base, I don't want to feel nothing. I just made a video feeling like this is our time. We have all the elements and the components, to do this. And then we go lay the egg against the Cardinals, who were better than. I don't care about their record, 10-5, 10-4 at the time, whatever it was, 10-5, whatever. I don't care. We're better than the Cardinals, then you lose. So now I'm watching. I'm being honest. I'm watching. I'm watching this Eagles game. I'm watching this Eagles game. This Eagles game gonna show me something, man. I don't know. It's gonna show me this. I'm watching this Eagles game because I need to see these Cowboys. Can't be going in no 2-game losing streak, losing to one division foe, and another person from the NFC, losing 2 NFC games going into the playoffs. Got to have that momentum. Dallas just had a 4-game win streak. Got to get this. Well, it won't show you nothing, but that's you. So that's great. But anyway, it's going to show me something. I don't really care what it doesn't show you. So it doesn't matter to me. So that'll show me even more. I don't care if they got COVID and Dallas lose. What does that show me? What does that show you? So you feel what I'm saying? So anyway, I ain't going back for it. But you feel me? I don't want the bad juju like Kyler Murray said. I don't want bad juju going into these playoffs. I want good mojo, good juju. You feel me? Good mojo, good juju. So we need to go in there when they played them New York Giants and Dallas rested them players, which I didn't like, and we came in there and whipped their ass. I don't want to rest no players this game because this game is meaning something to me. I feel like you need some momentum. If you're going in there and stomping their heads, then rest. Stomp their heads and then rest. You're that good. You're that good. And that team is already smelling themselves no matter if they got backups or not. They smelling themselves. If they beat you with backups, they're going to feel real good. I don't give a hell. They're going to feel great about themselves. They're going to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And if their backups beat us, if Dallas goes in there and they keep their starters in like they did that one game and barely, and they're back, dog, I'm telling you, it's mental to me. It is. It's mental. It's mental, and this is a mental game for me. And they flexed it. You feel me? They flexed the game and put it at, isn't it a prime time game now? Am I right? Is it a prime time game right now? So that's telling you right there. They flexing the game. They saying this game important. This game, we want this game. Everybody going to be watching this game. So no matter who, what, no matter if Dallas in the playoffs, Saturday, yeah, flexed it. Saturday, they flexed the game, made it everything on so everybody can watch it. So now, guess what? Everybody going to watch this game. Dallas need to come in there and come with a really dominating type performance and let everybody know in the league know. And remember, going into these playoffs, the Cowboys are going to be a big, big problem. And I know Kyler Murray is 9-0, AT&T Stadium, and he called us ass earlier. We never bring it to the teams that we need to, ready for them in the playoffs. So I feel you. And this is the time because guess what? Mike McCarthy, you got hot fish grease on you, in my opinion. I said it. I wanted Mike McCarthy to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys because he had the experience. He was a coach over in Green Bay. Don't want to start with no rookie coach. You've been there and done it. But guess what? I said Mike McCarthy had hot fish grease on him A1 day one. Check the videos. Go back. I said he had hot fish grease on him. And some people say, he ain't got no hot fish grease on him. I said, yeah, he did. He signed a 5-year deal. He's supposed to be winning a championship here in 5 years because he's a veteran. He won a Super Bowl. He had Aaron Rodgers. He had them guys. And that's why Jerry Jones brought you over here. But Jerry Jones did not bring you over here to just win 10 games or win 11 games. And no, Jerry Jones brought you over here to win a Super Bowl. He didn't bring you over here for nothing else. He brought you over here to bring a Super Bowl championship in 5 years in Dallas. And you know, Dallas Cowboys coaches, besides Jason Garrett, don't have a long tenure. They only 4 years and out. That was the norm before when Tom Landry was fired. That was the norm. You had 4 years, then you was gone. Except Jason Garrett. That's because they brought him up. So that's what it is. You got hot fish grease on you, Mike McCarthy, and I like what you're doing as a coach, but you got hot fish grease on you. And if you go to these playoffs after playing like this, and I feel like this can be a Super Bowl team for real. But if you go into the playoffs and you lose early, dog, boy, let me tell you, if you go to the playoffs and lose, it's not going to be good here in Dallas. It's not going to be good here in Dallas. Let me tell you. So we got to bang. We got to bring it. We got to no rest. We got to come hard. This is all or nothing. This is all or nothing, man. Didn't the Cowboys do all or nothing? Wasn't it something like that? Something like that. The time is now. It ain't no next year. I don't care about no foundation being built. That's fine. It's time now. We ain't worried about that foundation right now. It's time is now. Worry about the foundation in the off season after you get a chip. Worry about it then. Right now, the time is now. You better play all your best guys. You better get the play calling together from my perspective. Get that play calling together, that offense get to humming, and ain't nobody going to stop Dallas. If that offense struggles in that playoffs, it's going to be short. That's just me. So I'm out with that. I appreciate y'all, man. I don't know, Mel. I really don't know. I think it got kind of easy right now, in my opinion. But that's all from me, y'all. Great time with y'all, man. Make sure y'all check out the feed during the week. Like I said, I'm going to have George Teague on here this week. We definitely going to talk some good football with George. We talked early in the year, and we got some stuff to talk about. You know, we definitely, so please make sure you're in here when George Teague will be in here this week. I don't know the exact day. Appreciate you, Thurston Howe. But definitely going to have George Teague, and we're going to talk defense. We're going to talk about the offense. You know, we're going to talk. Definitely the final word is going down tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Put Kelvin in, please. Later, brother Spock. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get to see it yet, Montana 808, but I got you. If your phone is still the same, I got your text message, so I'll message you after I check it out. So I'll definitely go and hit it for real. But please check out the final word tomorrow. Looking crazy, be easy. Final word's gonna be explosive tomorrow. We're gonna have a lot of talks about with the OC, Law Nation, and Boss Cowboys. So please check that out tomorrow. Y'all know what it is. And please, I'm gonna drop this all 22 video of what I just talked about. This offensive, the whole offense of series. I'm gonna drop a tape. Like I said, I ain't like the expert. You know what I'm saying? I ain't the expert on here, but you know, I have fun with this breaking down the tape. And I really think you'll like it and be able to see where the offense will get better and where the offense is missing, where the offense was missing in the routes, where the offense was missing with the passes, and just where the offense was missing in running and blocking. So please make sure you check out that video when I drop it. I'm gonna put a lot of heart and effort into it. So please, I think you're gonna like it. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna really grind on it. As soon as I get off here, I'm gonna look at some numbers and stuff. Shout out to my guy, the Ninja, once again for being a champion in my first ever fantasy football Big Game James members. He won the championship yesterday. Shout out to you. You'll be getting your championship trophy, plaque, all that good stuff. You feel me? And we're going to keep on grinding in 2022 now. So let's get this dub. These Eagles. Check out these shows all during the week. They're going to be really fire and explosive, man. And go support. If you're not a subscriber to Big Game James on YouTube, please become a subscriber. It's going to be a great time. If you're not a follower on my Facebook page, we're about almost 20K strong over there on Facebook. 20K strong on Facebook. If you're not a follower on my Facebook page, get over there and become a follower. If you're not a subscriber over here, become a subscriber. Hey, and the memberships is only $1.99. Highest is only $9.99. Not bad at all. And hey, we have a great time. I ain't like some of these people out here, but people have a good time. Ask Cam T. You get jerseys over here. I got them to games. You feel me? Nice jersey, authentic jersey. Ask my dog, Texas bred. Ask him about that Michael Parsons throwback jersey he got on over there, boy. You feel me? So we have a good time over here too. We're gonna do some more games. Young 585 was good. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have good games with this. My dog just won that. We have prizes, and make sure you tune into the channel. We're gonna be going to the combine. That was an annual thing for me, so that's always good seeing new players, college players. We're going to the combine. Couldn't go last year because of COVID. Already are signed up. This is huge for me. Check this out. This is huge for me. We got tickets already to the Senior Bowl, so we'll be at the Senior Bowl this year. Got great tickets too, so I'm very excited about that. So not only will we be at the combine this year to be able to see potential Dallas Cowboys players, we're going to be at the Senior Bowl, which I love. I love the Senior Bowl. That's I love. I've always wanted to go, and now I'm going. So I'm excited about that. And tune in. We got the college tape that I told y'all about. That's kind of exclusive. That's pretty dope. So check out the college tape. So not only we'll be able to watch them live through right there through the eyes right here You have the camera for Big Game James. You know I'm going hard to paint. Then, the combine. And then we're going to watch good college tape of some players and breakdowns and all that good stuff, man. So please get on over here and become a subscriber. Big Game James through and through. YouTube, Facebook. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, just hit that Big Game James handle and it'll come right up. And you can follow me on Twitter too, man. We have a great time over here. So with that being said, I'm out. I appreciate you. I'm sorry. I ain't playing no how about them Cowboys right now because they ain't how about them right now. So when they get that dub again against these Eagles, we'll how about them Cowboys. Right now, you just vibe on this little music right here, and I'm going to get on off here. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate all the donations. Loving y'all. Appreciate everything, man. And yeah, I got to get Bobby Belt on here again, for real. But I appreciate y'all. Love y'all, man. And we'll talk soon. Big Game James. I'm out. Peace. You know how we do.